Hi Libra, and welcome to your spring love forecast. This is for March 21st through June 21st. So we're going to look at 3 months, the months of spring. I'm going to start by pulling 3 cards here to see overall energies in regards to love and romance. All right, Libra, let's see. Ooh, we have romantic gesture as we start spring. Next we have a passionate connection mid-spring. And we have challenging connection come late spring. Okay, so this starts off really, really well. And this doesn't have to mean like bad things happening. But, first part of spring, mid-spring, you are really vibing with somebody, okay? This could be somebody new who's coming into your world, somebody who has just come into your world, or some of you, this could be somebody that you are with, like you're committed to. And the first part of spring is really lovely. There's romantic gesture. There may be a gift given to you, or you might be giving somebody a gift early part of spring. It's something very special. And as we move through spring, we have this really passionate energy and connection between you and this other person where it's like you guys can't get enough of each other. However, as we get, towards late spring, we have challenging connections. So this to me feels like one of those connections where when it is hot and game on, it's on. When it's bad and we're fighting, it's terrible. Like that's the kind of vibe I'm picking up from this. And as you in spring near summer, there's some sort of challenge that is arising between you and this person, and it doesn't mean that you cannot overcome it. In fact, if something keeps resurfacing over and over and over, instead of sweeping it under the rug, this would be a good time to really face it head on and ask spirit, what is this blockage between me and my partner? Why does this keep happening? How can we better temper ourselves, our relationship, our emotions? And you can facilitate changes within yourself, and your partner will naturally correspond to those changes because it's all energy. So let's pull some more cards and dig a bit deeper into all of this. Okay, so loyalty, long-term separation. All right, so this coming out right away, Libra, some of you, this is definitely a connection, a relationship where you guys live at a distance from each other, or somebody's like in the military or has to be away for an extended period of time. And there could be some questions of loyalty in your heart or in their heart, through this absence. Are they going to stay true? Is our connection going to be real? And for some of you, that's what this challenge is about, because as we get towards the end of spring, first part of summer, you guys have to separate from each other. And it could be, like I said, military, somebody going to study in like a different country. There's a whole slew of different things that could cause two people to have to separate physically, but in this, I don't feel as like breakup, like we've been broken up just because of the way this reading started out. It's just there's some sort of distance, separation that I feel is coming up, and that's what the major challenge is for most of you. Like insecurity, is our relationship going to be able to handle this, etc. All right, so we have intense bonding, self-healing journey, empathic connection, and revelations. Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. All the cards coming out. Again, I don't feel like you guys are broken up or breaking up, okay? I will say this, just because this is a general reading, for some Libras out there, this could be a relationship that you have been separated from for a very, very long time, because this is long-term separation. And you know, here it is coming back into your reality, and it's like you guys pick up right where you left off. The chemistry, the connection, it's all still very much there. You both have grown and changed quite a bit. There's been a lot of healing in one or both of you, and you know, we have this empathic connection, and it's like you guys, no matter how far away, have never really left each other emotionally and spiritually, and there's a deep revelation of that, okay? And the challenging connection, this could be that intense energy where I picked up where when it's good, it's amazing. When it's bad, it's horrible. And there could have been like a lot of back and forth. And then finally, you know, it's you guys called things off, and then there was a long-term separation. And now, you know, with this romantic gesture, this relationship trying to re-enter your life. Obviously, that is not going to apply to all Libras out there. You know, so for those of you that this is going to apply, this relationship is already resurfacing now as we wrap up winter, or it's going to come in, you know, the first part of spring, which would be March 21st through April 21st. So if it doesn't show up between then, this part of the reading isn't for you, okay? And I just really want to distinguish that, you know, since this is general and there's a lot of people out there who are separated from somebody that they really care about and they hope to reconcile with. So, you know, if it's the first month of spring, then this is for you, and you guys have grown and matured quite a bit, okay? And you can overcome the challenges that separated you in the past because there's deep revelation that comes through. All right, now for the rest of you out there, you know, this reading here, it's really beautiful. It's like there's some unfounded insecurities, fears about, and you know, even though I see this as like long-term, like being separated at like in different countries, different states, that type of thing, this could also, just because of the other cards here, could indicate that because this attraction between you and this person is so strong and so intense, it's like, you know, if you don't see each other for a couple days, there is a bit of insecurity, like the loyalty. You both are just a bit on edge about this connection and like not wanting the other one to get away, so to speak. And it's, man, I mean, this is beautiful. This is the kind of connection and love everybody wants, but it gets a bit intense sometimes, and that's what the challenge is about. But you guys together like can overcome it, come into some revelation, shift in perception about your bond, about each other, and bring more trust into this relationship. You know, not to say there isn't any, but I feel like there's just some insecurity here. And, you know, if you guys are reconciling or you have reconciled, there could be a lot of fear of what happened in the past happening again, that type of energy. All right, let's pull some more cards. We have true man, emotionally mature and wholeheartedly devoted. Yes, very loyal. Next we have strong, focused and independent. So on one side of the reading, this is a person who is true through thick and thin, very honest. You can count on them. They're very responsible, very wise, strong, independent energy over here. Now we have next step, deeper level of commitment. And coldness, drifting apart. Okay. So see, there's that distance again. Those of you who have to be separated for whatever reason, like you're not broken up, but you're physically in different locations for whatever reason, I don't feel there's any need for worry or concern here. This love and this bond is beautiful, it's strong, it's real, it's true. And through the times you guys are physically separated, there's a lot of you know, personal and internal growth that happens for you, that happens for them as well. This is a mature love. This isn't like games and all of that. Now I know the hot and coldness, like, you know, when you're fighting and arguing, it could get a little crazy, but overall, like the two energies coming in are very equal, very mature, very wise, and the bond is just like out of this world. I mean, we have intense bonding and empathic connection, so no matter how near or far, you always are going to feel each other. That's how bonded you are. And you know, with the deeper level of commitment and drifting apart, One of you may be kind of like trying to push, like, well, we need to move in together, or we need to be married if we have to be apart, or that just needs to happen now. That's the natural progression. So one person is definitely a bit more insecure in this connection, and I feel that's where the challenges arise, because the other person over here is so strong, emotionally mature, wise, loyal to the bone. Like, you don't have anything to worry about with this person, whether this is you or this is the other person in your reading. Okay, it's like there's no worries here. It's over here we just get a bit insecure and afraid and give in to fear, which may have a lot to do with, past traumas and other relationships, and it causes friction and challenge within this one. And maybe there's a fear, like, if we don't overcome this, we are going to drift apart from each other. And maybe, those of you who are reconciled, that's happened in the past. But you guys have this beautiful connection and bond. And I think you guys should focus on that more than anything else and see where it can take you, because this is beautiful. All right, let's pull some more cards. Heart with key, hammer, the sword and the rose, heartbroken, Cupid's arrow, and self-indulgence. Okay, beautiful, Libra. The one who gets insecure or has more of a temper or gets more emotional, that's the one that I feel is really going to have some deep revelations about this relationship and this connection through the months of spring. Because, with empathic connection, we have Cupid's arrow, and this is have faith, love is coming, surprise, intuitive, or what does that say? Intuitive. Oh, an invitation or meeting. So whether you guys are near or far, you are always connected to each other. You always feel each other. And this self-healing journey, we have heartbroken sitting here. So part of this challenge either stems from past emotional baggage from relationships prior to this one, and it's time for that to really be addressed and healed. Or this heartbroken comes from something that's happened within this connection. And, like I said, it feels kind of back and forth, hot and cold, but the bond is always there. But, when we're really frustrated and angry with somebody, you want to push them away, right? Because it's just, you're like, get away from me. You're not seeing eye to eye. And there's a lot of sadness that takes place when, things are bad. But you guys are working on that to heal that through these months of spring, because this bond, we have clarity, truth, revelation. You have revelation twice in your reading. Somebody really coming to terms with who they are, what they are, different patterns of behavior that need to change, that need to be improved. This is very healthy, a healthy progression of a relationship, like evolving into a higher frequency. And it comes through like the communication and compassion and being sensitive towards each other. And the one that tends to get a bit insecure, and maybe both of you could get that way just because of how much this relationship means to both of you. You both need to work on that, because I don't see either one of you trying to go anywhere away from each other. Even when we fight and we separate, it's like, no, we're always going to come back to rebuild because of the bond and the connection that exists between you and this person. All right, let's pull some more cards. And under this loyalty, I didn't even touch on this, I'm sorry. Look at welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. Yeah, this is, when it is good, it is like out of this world. Love call, someone expresses love, a message of love. Yeah, see, you guys, you can fuss, you can fight, you could try to run, but it's a circle. You just come back to each other always. Look at Cupid's arrow again. So you've gotten this twice now, which holds more weight. Have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, and hesitation. All right, so there's some like angels, like spirit guide that help this relationship along as well. Okay, next out is you got heartbroken twice. So that tells me when you guys are fussing and fighting and this challenge just rears its ugly head, you both are deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. You both are in that energy because you have heartbroken twice now and Cupid's arrow. And that Cupid's arrow is like you always will come back. And now look at this, the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. There's that revelation, but also talking about through the healing that you both naturally receive, just being on your life journey, working with your teams, whether you're aware of it or not. And then also, I do see like a consciousness shift where you both desire a more healthy relationship and connection, where when the challenge does come, the friction, the fighting, you guys can work on that better. And this Phoenix is like not only significant of you guys always will, gravitate back to each other, but that you always will overcome. Dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding things out, coming to light, adapt, change, heal. Yes, that's under Cupid's arrow, an empathic connection. Can't escape that connection. And camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past. Okay, and that's under revelations and self-indulgence. So the one who really struggles the most in this connection, their emotions getting out of control, getting the better of them, they're really going to start trying to work on that through these spring months. It's just this love, this bond. You guys always come back together. It's like you couldn't get away from each other if you tried. Even if in moments, you're like, it's over, I'm done. It's like that energy is always going to shift and change because you are soulmates and your connection is more beautiful than anything else. It's just one person, really struggles with insecurity and fear of loss, of abandonment, things like that. But they're willing to work on it, and there's like an angel, a spirit guide, watching over this relationship, and through this healing you guys rise to a new level. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Three of Wands, Temperance, yay. See, that's the balancing. And when we have to be apart from each other, whether it's just a couple days, a couple months, or maybe half a year, or just whatever your situation is, it's like trust your relationship, trust the bond, trust the connection, and things are coming into more of a place of balance rather than this crazy hot and cold. Working through the challenges much better than before. Now we have Judgment, Queen of Cups. So some of you, this could involve a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Next is the King of Swords. There's your energy, potentially a fellow air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And lastly, the Queen of Pentacles. Nice. So you've got some earth energy, water, air, and earth. No fire except for maybe this Temperance, which could be a Sag. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn as well. Now Libra, with these cards coming out, Judgment, there is a level of maturity. Okay, you have one minor arcana pretty much out of 6 cards that I've laid here. You have 3 core cards, 2 major, and 1 minor. And this is things coming together, ships coming in, energies fusing and aligning with each other. Finally, okay? And this could be where some of you, this relationship of the past is now resurfacing again, because we do have love call, and it's something that you've been waiting for. All right? For the rest of you that are already involved with this person, or along with reconciling, this could be like a new person coming into your reality after you've been single for quite a long time, Libra. I'm just gonna say that, but again, the message is the same, where one of you is a bit insecure, because the connection is just so intense. And you'll be working on like balancing, like with sitting next to judgment. This is kind of like a life lesson, a soul lesson. It's there's some karma energy attached to it. So learning to really temper and balance your emotional body and not let your thoughts get the best of you, and overcoming this insecurity, healing emotional baggage, like that's part of your life journey attached to this relationship and this connection. It really brings it out the most so that you can heal it and overcome it, or swap it the other way. This connection with you really brings that out in the other person, and it's so that they can heal it. All right, so whether you're reconciling with somebody, meeting somebody new in the first part of spring, that's kind of like the journey at a soul level, is for you guys to heal some emotional baggage, you know, of your pasts. And it goes much deeper. You know, it's a very easy term to just say and explain, but it really does go deeper. Or this is, you know, somebody that you're already involved with, and this has kind of been the cycle that you've been in, and Spirit's saying it's time to break that cycle and, you know, transcend to a higher level of being and experiencing with each other. And you know, we do have a king and a queen. We do have two queens here, but what I feel this is talking about more, because I don't see any like third party or any of that going on in this reading whatsoever. This is like, here's this couple, somebody's very emotional, and then somebody is kind of over analytical, and that's where the you know, friction comes from, is that you both process your experiences in life and things quite differently. One person processes it very emotional, the other person is very analytical, so it's hard to understand sometimes and communicate with each other. But through this healing, you know, it's like things finally become very solid and stable, and it's not so like, you know, back and forth as it has been. So beautiful reading, Libra, whether this is new love, reconciliation, or a relationship that has been together for a while. It's all about overcoming some emotional baggage of the past and really healing in a deep way and rising to a higher frequency, because oh my gosh, this person right here is a keeper. Whether that's you or who you are involved with, Libra, this person is a keeper. But it's just you guys get out of balance because you both process your thoughts and your emotions and your experiences so differently. And coming into that understanding and having more empathy and compassion towards each other, and you know, that will really improve the relationship. And you know, you're meant to overcome this. This relationship is meant to have a long life to it. And even those of you who have to be in separate locations, it doesn't take away from the bond and connection that exists. Okay, so Libra, those are your messages. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.